when you were talking about loyalty, you said that basically like you understand the biology of it, but you feel like women are loyal when they feel safe. So essentially saying when they don't feel safe, then they move around. You don't think
No.
that loyalty
Oh,
is
go ahead.
proven?
Go ahead.
You don't think that
No.
loyalty is proven when the times get hard?
Well, I don't. The examples that he was given, I think in present day, that's turned into the minute that I don't like something, I move on. So that's why I agreed with where he eventually went when he said, like the we support women to not have to be loyal. I agree with that. We support, if you're not happy, then go ahead and let them go and go be you. So in that regard, I definitely do think that that is somebody who's not loyal. But the example that he gave originally, making it more of a survival to me, like a more primal time. I don't think that I think that women were not looking to leave the man that they were under. I think that if they did do that, it was because they really felt like the only way that they could survive is if they left. And it's the result of what the man had demonstrated. So I think that that's two different things. I think that at some point in time, if you genuinely feel like you are not going to be covered, protected, safe, then you do need to make a move. But I think that back in the day, it probably was more extreme circumstances. It wasn't just, he gets on my nerves, so I'm going, or he lost his job, so I'm going. So innately, no, I don't think we're disloyal, like, at our core. I think we want to be able to be loyal to our man.
I 100% disagree.
That's fine.
100% disagree. I truly believe that most women are truly only as loyal as they are.
I think that that's what it is now. I don't think that
I
that's what
think
it
that that's
was
how it's
then.
always been.
I 100% disagree.
Okay. All right. So wait a minute. Well, does anybody else have anything else they want to add
Yeah,
into
that's
this?
that's how they had all those broken homes due
Listen,
to
this is what I
disloyalty.
know for sure. This is what I
Due
know
Broken
for
to
sure.
but when did when
disloyalty.
did when did broken homes start?
If you
It's been
truly
it's
want
been
to,
around for forever.
I
if you
Like
think
No.
all
it's
truly
those
want
women,
to
women,
understand,
women sleeping with the same man over and over again. That's not nothing new.
if
It's
you
Broken
not
truly
homes
nothing new.
want
started
It's
to,
like
if
it's
you
when?
like
truly
some
want
some
to
people's
understand
grand
loyalty,
some people's grandfathers some people's grandfathers have multiple families
Some
because
people's grandfathers don't, though. So
if you
this might
what
be a
if
region.
you truly want to understand a woman's loyalty, you have to understand what her ceiling is, right? So if a woman, for example, believes that she's at the top of where it is that she can go, right? Meaning that she knows within herself where her ceiling is. She knows what else is available out there. And the chances of her falling as a result of walking away from the thing that if she ever gets to her ceiling is slim to none. That is largely, and again, that's most, I'm not saying all, but that is largely where her loyalty lies. It is not based off of history. It is not based off of anything other than that. So let's just say, for
That's
example,
your opinion, though, Anton.
well, we all giving
And
our
to
opinion.
me, and
I
to
thought we
me,
was
you're
all giving our
are you?
opinion.
But are you talking about now? Or are you talking about, like,
I'm
what
talking about
time
all
period?
forever, now, then, all the time. So, like
Okay.
for example, and we all giving our opinion, right? For example, if a woman, for example, feels as though she's settled within herself, she's always waiting for an opportunity, either if he messes up or if an opportunity presented itself, she'll justify in her mind why it's time for her to walk away because this no longer serves her. But that only applies when she truly believes that she's not where she's supposed to be. That's where the whole saying comes from, as far as she not yours, it's just your turn. But if she truly feels as though she reached the top of her potential as far as what it is that's available to her, then she will then stay loyal by default because she doesn't see it serving her or any other option where it would make sense for her at that point. Telling you. I'm telling you.
So Keri,
You're telling me your
even,
opinion.
even to the point where if that guy fucks up that she's at the top of her potential with, she will stick with him. But the standard won't be the same. It's not equal across the board. So the guy that fucks up that's at the top, he has way more room and way more room. Whereas the guy where she just so happens to be with because it made sense for her at that time or she settled with, that nigga has zero room. Because that's the guy I can do better by my goddamn self.
And Keri, you asked when broken homes started. I think it started when women got jobs and they could do differently than the people before them.
But that's what I'm saying. I think the time period matters, and that's why I'm glad that Myron gave context, because I would agree that in present day, because of all of what has happened, it is very much so very easy for a woman to just walk away. But I don't think that it was always like that. Like, and I don't know about y'all's family line. Like, I don't know. I just know from my family lineage, the stories that my great grandmother, my great aunts, my uncles, the stories that I've been told, that women were there, even if
They didn't have no access.
even if somebody.
It wasn't because the nature of them was any different. It wasn't because
Well,
women
you
was
don't know
different.
that. Well, that's
It wasn't
you can't
because
say
it
that.
was
That's
different. It's
you
because
don't
they
know that.
didn't have social media. They didn't know what was going on in New York. It cost you money per phone call back then. We didn't have as easy as access. The more we civilized the world, the more we then seen what the nature of women truly were. The only reason that women moved the way that they were moving back in the day is because they didn't have any other choice. And so they operated with the same mindset only within their small pool. And so now it's just like manufacturing. It's just like any other business. Now we're in a global game. And the global game is applicable to both men and women, which is why you see more men getting their passports, because the more that they know, passports and the availability of women overseas used to be only reserved for men that were in the military. That wasn't something that was accessible largely for most regular people. And now it ain't nothing for you to get on a flight and then head over to another country and then see what was happening.
That
And
doesn't
so
mean that
accessibility made the game different and it changed it, and we're still adapting to it. But I believe that the nature of a woman is still the same. It's just that it hasn't been exposed to what's happening out here in these streets.
Well, I get you, and that's what you believe. And I'm just saying that just because you believe it doesn't make that a fact. And I don't believe that I don't believe that the woman's nature is to be jumping all over the place and to not be under a man. I don't think that is in their nature.
Why is it that now that we have more access, that more women are getting pregnant out of wedlock, divorces are actually going up. We see a divestment from people to stay loyal within the people that's in their own group. Why is it that every single statistics point otherwise? Because it's not just what I believe.
Why is
the
it
data
that every
proves
single
that it's different.
statistic? Well, what do you mean every single statistic
Well,
points
I would
otherwise?
say women are going against their nature and being whores. And
Listen,
I don't think it's our
women haven't
nature
been.
to be monogamous like y'all be. I think we've been programmed by Disney to be so faithful. I don't think women. I think y'all have to force us to be that faithful because you see women in
It's the
third world
truth.
countries fighting for feminism, and it almost looks like how it looks over here in the West. They want to do what they want to do. They don't care about their man. If they could get a better option, they're getting a better option.
It's
That's
been
a
a
fact.
woman's nature since the beginning of time to go against their man. The first woman actually did it. So, what you
I mean,
think
you have
the rest of the women
some
gonna
fe-
do?
some females are sold to the highest bidder or to a wealthy man. So it's just kind of natural for human
all women are
survival for us
sold
to
to
get
the
the.
highest bidder.
I'm just
Women
saying,
use
like you
their
got some
body.
countries that'll
Women use
Listen,
sell
their
like
their
I said this,
9-year-old
what I said
body.
this
daughter.
last week. What I say that last
Women
For
week?
use their
money.
box to get everything they want. They use their box
But
to get a man.
no,
They
I'm
use
talking
their
about
box
like
for
9-year-old little
protection.
So
girls
then
being
why
They
do
use
y'all
their
sold.
want
box for.
women then? If
They
we
use
so
their.
if
They
we
use their,
so horrible, then why y'all
because we
not
like
Don't
wanting
do
box.
it.
us?
That's
Why
why.
y'all so on
They
us?
don't
Because
Why
we
have a
y'all
like
want
box.
us?
vagina.
Why y'all sweat us so
Don't do
much? Why
that.
y'all talk about
Don't do
Why,
that,
why
Keri.
y'all why
Don't do
is
why,
that,
we
Keri.
so bad?
Please don't
No,
do
no,
that.
why
no,
does
no,
this
no,
have to
because
do
Please
with
don't
y'all
do that.
no.
what does
I'm
this
just
have to do
I'm
with
playing
why we
devil's
like
advocate
women?
here
Please,
because
man.
We like
listen,
women for the same reason that
why?
y'all
We're
like
so
men.
horrible. We're so
Because
horrible.
y'all
Like
have a
we're
No,
so
no, no,
Why?
bad.
no,
Why?
no.
We're
Why it
so
gotta be
we're
that
woman
men?
so not
Why
entitlement.
does it
meant to
have to
be.
be? Why does it have to be this like disdain when men hold women accountable? Why does
Oh
it have to
God,
be a
this is
disdain?
nothing about accountability, Slimmy.
This
This you
has
do not
everything to
hold
do with
No,
It's
anybody
about
accountability.
no.
This
no,
accountability.
is what
you did. This is
accountability.
not
This
this
is
is
what
not an
It's not
accountability looks
accountability.
like
accountability,
No, it's
Slimmy.
not
because
an
No.
it very
accountability
much is
conversation.
because
You're saying
because
what's the
when you
nature of
have
a
these
woman. That's
conversations
not
with men,
accountability.
when we have these conversations about men, I don't hear all this. Oh well, what y'all doing with the men for? I don't. You never hear that because a
I don't
man is
even know
going
what
to
you're
be
talking about.
accountable. Because
That's
a
like
man
It's
is going to
about
be
asking
human
Slimmy.
accountable.
nature, Slimmy. It's just
Slimmy,
human
this is
nature. Why
not
do we have
about
to be
accountability.
accountable?
This is not human
You
nature
got
to actually say.
you just said
Th-
it was our nature. Y'all
It's
just said
human
this
No,
isn't our
no, 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 no,
nature.
nature.
no, 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 no,
So
no,
what are
no,
you
no, no.
talking
That's
about?
not
Don't
what he
conflate what I
said.
said.
That's not what
You're
he
Wait,
not.
wait,
said.
wait,
You're,
wait,
that's
wait,
not
wait,
what I
wait.
said.
He
You're
did.
That's
conflating.
not what he
Hold
said.
on,
Hold on,
Lord
That's
hold on,
not
hold
what
Jesus.
he
on,
I'm not.
said.
I'm not.
hold on. Why do we like cars? More people die in cars than any other form of transportation. No, no, no. Cars is literally driving a 5,000 pound missile, right? Like there's so much that can go wrong. You have to be, it's a possibility that even if you doing 100% of the right thing, the other person can absolutely kill you in a car. It's not going to stop us from liking cars. It's not going to stop us from driving cars. We like them because they're awesome. But we understand the danger that comes along with them, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to still drive them. We understand the nature of a woman. We understand. The problem with men is that they don't accept the nature of a woman, and so they act surprised when shit go wrong. We know what it is. We understand it, and that's why we compete. That's why we show off. That's why a lot of guys leave with their money. That's why they get with women that they know is going to leave them. That's why we have a history of paying attention to what happened to family court laws and dudes getting taken for child support, but you still see Travis Hunter making the same fucking mistake as the men before him. The nature of men and the nature of women have never changed. It doesn't mean that we don't understand it. It means that we take a calculated risk, and most of the time, obviously, if you pay attention to what's happening in society, motherfuckers gamble and they lose. We know the risk of going to a casino, that the house always win, but motherfuckers still go in there. It doesn't change. Like it doesn't mean that
Listen,
y'all that there aren't some good ones. Okay.
I don't. I mean,
The
I don't
nature of
need y'all to
most
tell
of
me.
them aren't
I'm being.
exactly what it is.
And I was being funny when I said that because I personally am not relying on you all's belief about women regarding what women are in their most natural form. So I'm being funny by even saying what I said, but I'm sorry that I, ruffled feathers by saying that. I personally think that what we're all sharing is our opinion. And I hear y'all. You think that
So it's
women, we
facts.
just
Women are whores.
fine, we're
Facts.
whores, we're hoes, we jump all around, we'll go to the highest bidder. Wonderful. Okay.
Fucking
I
har-
love
fucking
Keri.
har-
All
fucking
right.
harlots.
So, Keri, I think
Talk about it. Talk
the real
about
All
it.
right,
answer.
all right, all right. Tell me this. Like what I was saying before I was really interrupted by everybody, that you guys use your box for money, resources, and protection. Has there ever been in the history or forever of a woman that got married that didn't give up her box?
We
It's
don't know.
men that give up their booty holes for the same things, Quentin.
Thank
We can't
you.
do
Thank
this.
you. Thank you, Slimmy.
I'm just
Unaccountable women. She
saying.
just walked right into that shit. She walked right into that.
Men use
Bye.
their buttholes. Tyler Perry, prime example. I'm sorry. We can't do this. Make this having sex and using sex organs for resources exclusively for women, because that's not what's being reflected in society.
Well, Keri, to answer
How
your
many
question,
men did Diddy hire?
he hired them, but he didn't have sex with them. I think
No,
that
he didn't, but they were still selling some
right,
sex.
right to the girls. But I think that the reason that the men still look for women and still want to be with women is because there's really not another option for a heterosexual male. Like, what do you want him to do? I think if there was another option, maybe they would choose them. Who knows?
And I don't know why people want to see me argue with Myron. We said the exact same thing. What is there to argue about? Y'all just want to see somebody argue for the sake of arguing.
I'm
Stop.
wondering.
Every
I'm
time he
wondering.
come on here, I'm not about to argue with him. We be saying the same thing anyways. Get over it.
I wonder why Keri is being intentionally. What's the word that I'm looking for?
Obtuse.
Obtuse.
Is it obtuse? Is that the word that I'm looking for?
Or no, I got a better one. Dumb.
No, I think Carrie is giving her perspective. Maybe she sees women from that perspective,
It's always the
and
same
that's
rhetoric,
fair.
though.
That's her
It doesn't
perspective.
matter the
Who's
topic
to
is.
say that she don't see the aspects of life that other people see? I mean, I respect what she's saying, whether I agree or not.
Because she has a
Well, I
vagina.
mean, it's just always the same. No matter what the topic is, it's just
I
it's
mean,
always a cape. It's always a cape for the feminine gender.
Maybe
You
she's
know,
just
it's
around
always it's
women
always.
that don't be having all that drama going on in their life.
I get it. I don't be around women with drama, but I know what the real is.
yeah, but that might be her real. That could be her
Might be her real.
experience in life. So she's only going to be able to speak from the experience that she's had.
No,
Well, I
that's
mean, when
not
you actually listen to what she said, that's not true though, because she's
it's
already
not.
told us about situations where that she's seen where
I,
that's
I
not
don't.
true.
I don't have to suffer from something in order for me to understand that that's the nature and it's true. Which is one of the reasons that I've been able to avoid suffering from it, is because I understand it. Right. So I don't experience. I've never experienced child support. I've never experienced divorce. I've never experienced disloyalty, right? I've never experienced those things, but it's largely because I understand the nature of women and I understand how to control a situation, which allows for me to be able to pick more effectively, right? It allows for me to be able to adjust and avoid some of the same things that other people go through because I understand the nature of women. You will never, ever, and let me just say this for the guys that's out there, you cannot successfully navigate women and suffering from them if you don't understand them. And I'm
Facts.
talking about from a business perspective, from a relationship perspective, from a financial perspective. You can't. It's impossible because you are going to get your lunch took. You're going to get your heart broke. You're going to get destroyed and all of these things. So it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. And so I don't take it personal. But I'm not going to sit here and say, because see, like, for example, I wish Keri was here so I could talk to her, but what Keri will say is, well, that's just your opinion. Well, of course, it's just my opinion. It's all of our opinion. We all giving our opinion right now. It don't make it any less true. And the fact of the matter is, status talks. Status matters. Y'all could people could talk that shit all they want to. It matters. It 100% matters. And yes, she's going. 98% of the time, she's going. You can hit
Hey,
me with
fellas, let me tell
no,
y'all something.
no, she won't.
Yo,
Yes,
go.
she will. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. 100% she will.
It's too hot.
100%
It's
she
too hot
will.
to get the varsity jacket. It's too hot.
They can talk that shit all they want. They going. They going. And they not. And here's the other part about it. I'm gonna do you one better. They not even tripping about it. Like they not shamed about it. It's not a big deal. It's not problematic. They understand the game just like you do. As a matter of fact, they might understand the game better than you do. They going.
Going where? Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
You know what it mean, nigga.
Okay, understood.
They going for the right amount of money. They
They
might be
going
going
for the
for
right.
free
They going
too.
for
Might
the
They
not
right.
going
always
for
be
free for
money.
real.
It ain't always
It's
money.
not
It
always
ain't
They
always
money. It's
going.
not
money.
always money.
No, they going for free for real. Being
Because it's
honest.
pookies who get motion and they don't have money, but they might have some
Yeah.
type of status.
That's a fact.
How do
They
you have
going for
status with
free.
no money? How's that
In the hood,
happen?
you can have status and still be a
Oh
pookie,
yeah,
and women take you in and take care of you.
Oh, must be a
yeah, you
nigger thing.
definitely
I'm
can
sorry.
have.
No, it's not exclusive to
Nah,
that.
nah.
How do you broke with status is wild.
Status, yes, it's not that wild. It's 100% real. It's 100%
Okay.
real.